Okay, this is the Ga5167 head unit, manufactured by Clyde. You can purchase it from eBay, Alibaba, also from eonon.com. I'll just put the key into accessory mode and we can see how long it takes to boot. You can see there the Malay mod image. It has a malaysk custom firmware which brings it to Android 4.4.4. A real performance upgrade from the previous 4.2.2, which this came with originally. I highly recommend that you put on the custom firmware because that really makes it more stable, faster. So that's the first thing you need to do. Go to XDA forums. You can find out about custom firmwares for these Clyde manufactured head units. They're available for most of them. And so this is opening Google Maps. It's doing that because it opens the last app that you had it on, and it also can be programmed to open a particular app that you have programmed. So mine opens the radio app. I'll just bring it up there. It's a very good radio app. It's very fast to change stations. I'll just show you here. See how quickly it changes? I've never actually seen that in a car manufactured head unit before. It's really quite impressive. Obviously got music, so this is playing off an SD card. Let's go back home, and you can program these keys to do whatever you want. So you can even program things like Google Maps. It's got Google Maps shortcut there, but it's also on GPS. So if I press that, it will load Google Maps, or it should do. Yeah, there we go. It takes about 5 seconds to load. So you can input your search there. There's also a voice search. Although I don't recommend using the voice search on the app, it tends to crash sometimes, and it also doesn't silence the other things you may have playing when you press that key. Also, in relation to that, there is a microphone on this head unit, as you can see right there, and so you can use that to do Bluetooth calls or whatever. It's good because you don't need to hang a microphone anywhere. It's all in the head unit, and it works okay. It's not the greatest, but it does the job fine. I'll go back home. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend using the voice search within the Google Maps app, but there is a, I'll just close that. There is another way. If you go to voice search, this is a Google voice search. Navigate to Kmart, Belmont. So it actually opens the Google Maps app, and it will just go straight into the navigation. Seven minutes. Yeah, so we can see it does that. Let me just pause that. So that's one way you can use the voice search. It comes with a GPS adapter which has a magnet on it, so I've mounted that to the back of it so it doesn't use your phone's GPS. I believe it uses its own GPS, which should give you a stronger signal. I find that it works about the same as a phone's GPS, in my opinion. It is a direct fit. Other head units you need to grind down the sides, so that's quite good, and it plugs straight in. No need for adapters or anything. Actually you do need one adapter. You need an antenna adapter. I had one from my previous head unit, but just one antenna adapter is what you need. And one other thing that I should point out is that yeah, it's a good head unit overall. It's fast, customizable, it's the perfect fit. The downsides are probably the design. I don't like the chrome on the knobs. I don't like the chrome here. See, there's chrome on the knobs. I don't like that, and I don't like the font used there. Now, as I said before, you really need to make sure you install the custom firmware, which would just go into an SD card. Go in there, and then you just follow the on-screen prompts. You do need to do your own research on that. Go to XDA forums, but it's very simple to do. Another point is that this obviously doesn't have its own internet, so you need to think what would work best for you. You can download Google offline maps, and that works fine. But I like to have traffic from Google, so I've actually plugged in a USB 3G SIM card adapter. So I've bought a data-only SIM, put it in there, plugged it in, and that allows me to use 3G. It does take about 30 seconds to start up from when the unit started up. So 30 seconds to boot the unit, then another 30 seconds for the 3G to start. I'm not sure why that is, but that could probably be looked into. I'm sure there's probably a fix to make it quicker than that, but at the moment, that's how I have it working. And I'd highly recommend you do use it with 3G. It just makes it so much easier. You don't need to mess around with tethering off your phone's internet. I did that previously. If you're fine doing that, then do it. But if you don't want to do that, then this is probably the lazier way, because you don't have to mess around with anything. You can just have the 3G on all the time. So again, yeah, fast, customizable, perfect fit. The downsides are probably are the design of it. As I said, I don't like some design elements on it, and the time it takes for the 3G. But I'm sure there might be a solution for that, or you might just tether from your phone, because you can use Wi-Fi. At the moment, it's connected to my garage Wi-Fi. So, you know, if you need to download an update or whatever, you can just download it in your garage. Or if you tend to use, like, if you don't navigate much, then probably just offline Google Maps will do you just fine. So you can just download the offline maps, and this will work quite well for you. So overall, it's quite a good unit. I'd recommend it. Just install the custom firmware first thing you do. And that concludes this review.